Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com back for another Pittsburgh Steelers analysis as the Steelers move to 4-0 on the season, winning the Battle of PA in Week 5, defeating the Eagles 38-29, and that was a wild roller coaster ride, and I feel like I start with all my analysis in that way. The Texans game was like that, the Broncos game was like that, but that is just life as a Steelers fan. You guys are probably well aware of that by now, and so is your doctor when he looks at your blood pressure. But yeah, Pittsburgh wins big, not big in the sense of the margin of victory, but big in terms of the offensive performance. And of course, I think we have to start in this recap talking about Chase Claypool. 4 touchdowns, 3 receiving, 1 rushing, the first rookie in Steelers history to do that. Only the third Steeler ever to have 4 total touchdowns in a game. He joins Roy Jefferson and Ray Matthews. Both of those are pre-Chuck Noll, pre-Dynasty, pre-merger guys. And so there is a very short list there for Chase Claypool, and what a performance that was. Stepping up big, Deontay Johnson going out. Juju not really involved in this game, but he had one heck of a performance, obviously. And Ben said even on that final touchdown, the 35-yarder to seal it to win it, that Ben changed the call on that play. They had one look because I thought the Eagles were going to blitz. The Eagles did not show blitz, so Ben changed the play. Claypool had never run that play in that particular spot in the slot before. Ends up burning linebacker Nate Gary in an obvious mismatch for the score and the final nail in the coffin to beat Philadelphia. So he was excellent, a breakout game for sure. Deontay Johnson probably will come back and play in Week 6, but Claypool's going to be able to keep a significant role in this offense that probably will come at James Washington's expense. And this guy's just making big plays. He's not making mistakes. He's conditioned. He's tough. He's physical. He's smart. He's a freaky athlete. All the superlatives you could offer, I think, are appropriate for Chase Claypool. So what a game for the rookie. Elsewhere for the offense, obviously this game had a very different feel, a very college like feel for this offense. Clearly, you can see Matt Canada's influence with the pre-snap motion and jet sweeps to receivers, getting them involved in the run game. Ray McLeod had that big 58-yard run down the right side. And, Steelers have used motion the first 3 weeks of the season, first 3 games of the season, and they really hadn't been effective with it because they hadn't been getting that motion player involved in the actual structure and intention of the play. It was just a lot of eye candy and window dressing the defenses were just happily able to ignore. And so by getting Claypool and McLeod the ball on some of those jet plays and things like that, that makes defenses respect it. And if they don't, then they're going to pay for being out leveraged or slow to diagnose or being just bad with their eyes and finding the football. And when you got some athletes like Claypool and McLeod on the perimeter, they're going to be able to make plays. And so very much a 49ers Kyle Shanahan type of offense in this one. And actually, the McLeod big run, the 58-yard scamper down the right side, was a play that was lifted, I think, directly from something the 49ers ran either last year or this year. I'll have a breakdown in the morning on Steelers Depot that looks at that. But the other Claypool touchdown, the 4-by-1 formation, I mean, just stuff that you don't see very often in Pittsburgh. And that is obviously Matt Canada's influence. But more than that, I just want to give a lot of credit to Randy Fichtner. I know that praising Randy Fichtner at all is a glut for punishment in the comment section, and certainly there were moments today where I disagreed with his call. The 2nd and 22 run he had to Benny Snow was abysmal. No arguing that, but overall, I mean, for an OC to allow a quarterback's coach, first time guy in the NFL, Matt Canada, to come in and add that influence to the offense, you got to respect that Fichtner is leaving his ego at the door and doing whatever it takes to win, whatever ideas come into that meeting room. And same with Ben. I mean, this is all new for Ben, new for this offense, and he's a 18 year veteran, and this is kind of new for him, and I'm sure there's an adjustment to that, but everyone's adapting and really kind of saw how effective this motion can be used as a weapon in Week 5's win over the Eagles. So last couple notes on the offense. Get 30 points in the game for the first time since Week 13 of 2018. So another drought broken. Had the takeaway and turnover, I should say, drought broken against the Texans in Week 3. So you break the 30 points barrier and streak against the Eagles. So that's good to see, of course. Elsewhere, James Washington, I thought, had some plays, and they were getting some manageable third downs to get those guys on crossers. Ebron had the fumble, but, made some fairly big third place as well. The O-line, I thought, did a good job overall. A core four continues to be quietly impressive. Villanueva with a nice job. Fortunately, some injuries to the line. The Castro Pouncey going out. We'll see if those guys are able to participate. If they can't, then you're really going to be in some question marks for the next game. Although Kevin Dotson seemed to fill in admirably again. So overall for the offense, a big day for them. Been efficient, excellent, and Chase Claypool again, just pure domination. Unfortunately, don't have as many nice things to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Now, I will say that, again, they're still getting after the quarterback, that they still are capable of taking away the football, and I think those are still the marks of how to be a good defense in today's NFL. But obviously, this defense really left a lot to be desired today, and you have, all the injuries the Eagles have at receivers. Zach Ertz didn't even kill you. I don't even know what he had at a stat line today, but he didn't do much. But Travis Fulgham, who, credit to him, I mean, sometimes you just find a gem, and just because we don't know the name Travis Fulgham doesn't mean he's not a good player. He had an excellent day today, but Pittsburgh was just not competitive at the catch point. They could not get the ball out. They could not make plays on the football overall, although Joe Hayden did have a big breakup on 3rd and 5 late in the fourth quarter, but you just didn't see enough of that. They weren't blowing too many coverages, although the touchdown to Fulgham, the last touchdown Philadelphia scored, certainly was a miscommunication where the Steelers don't distribute the punch route correctly, and there was an issue there for sure. But overall, you had guys in position. They just weren't making plays on the football. So that's disappointing. The third down defense was atrocious. The Eagles were 10 of 14 on third down, and it wasn't just the fact that the Eagles had 10 third down conversions. It was they're converting on 3rd and 9, 3rd and 17, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 8. Obviously, the Miles Sanders 74-yard touchdown was a 3rd and 9 draw. Some tackling issues for sure were popping up and costing this team dearly. Mike Hilton with the missed tackle on the Sanders touchdown. Later in the game, Carson Wentz escapes a Bud Dupree sack, and he extends the play and completes the pass, and Vince gets called for roughing the passer, and the drive extends, and I believe the Eagles came away with a touchdown on that drive, or definitely came away with at least points, and so those things really hurt you. The tackling's got to be cleaned up some. Minka missed some as well, and so overall the secondary, and having some moments. Steven Nelson, 2 interceptions, although they're probably the two easiest interceptions he's going to have in a game. But yeah, overall the secondary's got to be more physical and competitive at the catch point. But credit to Travis Fulgham because he had one heck of a game. And you would like to see maybe some more consistent pressure. It's hard to get too mad when you have 5 sacks and you hit Carson Wentz as much as they did. But you probably want to see that a little bit more. But they came in late with some pressure, and this team is still on track for an 80-sack season. The record is 72. I keep telling myself, well, they're not going to hit 80. They're not going to, even maybe hit the 60 barrier. But they just keep putting in these big sack numbers every single game. Of course, getting leads, playing with a lead late in games certainly helps in that respect. But yeah, you got Watt and Tuitt, and I think Dupree finally had one at the end. Kim Hayward gets a sack, so that's good for him to get his first full sack. And so the pressure was there. And aside from the Sanders touchdown, not that we want to discount that entirely because you can't do that. That's not how sports work. But aside from that, the run game went nowhere for Philadelphia. And so that one blemish aside, the long touchdown, the run defense was pretty good. And a short note on special teams. Colquitt I thought was better. James Pierre did a nice job as a gunner. The kick coverage team was excellent. Boswell 5 for 5 on extra points and a field goal. And so a quiet day there is usually a good day, and it was for the Steelers. So overall, still some things to work on for sure. Defensively, you want to tighten things up. I know offenses are scoring points at a level we've never seen before, but can't always be the excuse for this defense. There's certainly areas where they can improve, and hopefully everyone's just out there healthy for Week 6 against Cleveland. As I'm recording this, the Browns are up 20-10 on the Colts. Not even running the football that effectively, doing it through the air, and I think Baker's having a good game, and so does Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry, so that'll be a very critical, obviously, AFC North test in Week 6. So let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this game, what you agreed with what I said, what you disagreed with anything that I said. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we will talk to you soon.